Incredible, man. Just incredible. Congratulations, Professor. I'm learning a lot about myself tonight as well. You know, learning that I'm pretty much of a cheesy guy too, because every single one of the black belts, when their names are being called and the Fred Mercury song, Rocky will come in, I was like fired up for every single one of them. I was like, yeah! Oh, we got the GB rap for me. Thank you, Professor. That was awesome. All right, team. So first of all, I would like to thank, my wife and my family for being here. Rule number one of a public speech is you must thank your wife. Get this out, right? You can never forget. That might be rough. And I also wanted to let the whole entire world know that Giovanna, I love you. She's my 6 years old. She asked me today, Dad, what are you going to be talking about? I'm going to let the whole entire world to know that I love you. She's like, no, come on, it's real.
Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Giovanna.
And I want to thank Professor Marcelo Rezende for the opportunity to speak in front of such an important group of people, and a special group of people such as yourself and everyone around here. Professor, everything that, Professor, excuse me. Professor. Let's escape Professor. All right, team. So,
he's back.
Nice to meet you. So guys, I was born in São Paulo, Brazil, so yeah, believe it or not, I'm not from Rio de Janeiro. São Paulo is the people that like to work. Rio is the guys who like to go to the beach, if you don't know what the division is in Brazil. But that's how it works. And I started training Jiu-Jitsu back then in the 90s, so I was a teenager, so I can, relate a lot with a lot of the guys who got the black belts here today. Glauco, congratulations. Started as a teenager, amazing, man. You're everything that we represent, man, congratulations. Yes, I did get my blue belt back home after a year and a half of training. And, back home at that time, old school style, right? Jiu-Jitsu wasn't what it is today. And it's really rewarding to see what we have become. And so I moved on to do other things in my life. And according to my dad, I had to get a real job first. And I went to the university, and 5 years later, I was 23 years old, dentist. People will walk in the office, look at you like, where's the dentist? I'm like, hey, how are you? You? 23, didn't even have a mustache. This is all new now. And so I stopped training Jiu-Jitsu at that time, right? Back and forth. But one of the things, too, that I really have a special place in Australia here in my heart, because it's kind of a funny story. I don't know, you guys are Australians, and I know that you're not perhaps maybe the biggest fan, but there's a restaurant in Brazil and in US, the Outback Steakhouse, yes. That I was going to the university from Monday to Friday. Friday night, that was it. So I'll get the car, I'll go to Outback Steakhouse. I was a server there, and I worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Never had a day off. Many years there. That's another story. And but yeah, it's an American restaurant with the Australian theme. If you guys know the name of the plates, Alice Springs chicken, Coca-Cola wings. If you want a dessert, the Thunder from Down Under. Yeah, Melbourne Porterhouse. But what that did to me was, wow. Man, it really got me to study and understand a lot of Australia, and I got really interested. I thought it was the coolest place to be. So before I settled, I'm like, I need to have a 1 year abroad experience in my life, open my mind, and I was between US and Australia. So the visa to Australia was really hard to get, so I could not do that. And I ended up going to the American Embassy, got my visa, and that was about the same time Professor Marcelo was coming to Australia. I was going to the United States, be there for almost 18 years now. So to me, to be here today is kind of a circle coming around and completed. I finally stepped foot into this amazing country that I admire so much from a long distance. If you guys know, you're really far away from everything, right? So finally I'm here, and I'm able to bring my family. I don't know, one of those two things happened. I either got an upgrade on myself and now I'm allowed to come here, or maybe Australians just went crazy and they are just letting crazy Brazilians coming here left and right and doing their thing here. So either one. So when I moved to United States team, I was already also 4 years without working. I mean, well, that would be nice. 4 years without training Jiu-Jitsu. So I was 13 years as a blue belt. So to me, I don't know any other place. Raise your hand. Anybody has been a blue belt for over 13 years? All right, good. In our school, there anybody that is getting even close to it, double digits, I just give a purple belt. I don't care. You're not gonna break my record. Right? But then enough was enough, and I miss Jiu-Jitsu so much. It's always been my passion. Just never thought I would ever one day be able to provide to my family to leave and be, doing Jiu-Jitsu. So I started training right next door to where we used to live. It was Gracie Barra headquarters in the United States. Before Irvine, it was the Lake Forest. And I had that, my idol, Professor Marcio Feitosa. I walk in, shake his hands. I was like a cheerleader. I can't believe it. I had to keep a straight face, and I was welcomed by him. I was having classes on a daily basis, with Master Carlos and Marcio, Piu Piu, Professor Andre. So it was a really special time. And about a year later, Professor Flavio Almeida comes in, and I'm like, is this Cachorrinho? Those big, ugly ears, tough guy. I was like, whoa. And then we connect right away. Having a lot of classes with him. He became my primary student, and he is my professor now, the one who awarded me my black belt years ago. And I'm forever thankful for everything that he has done to me as well, and all the doors that he had opened. Most of you guys know who he is. He had a chance to be here last year as well. So it's an honor to even be here. Big shoes to fill. It feels kind of awkward to be here, but pretty happy as well. All right, team. So because of that, I kind of consider myself old school and new school, right? Old school because I saw so many things happen before, but new school, why? Because I was on a special time inside of Gracie Barra where the system starts coming along. And Professor Marcio and Flavio and everyone, they're like, what is the best way that we can give the best students experience ever to everyone who comes to our school? How can we see them to feel the magic that we feel, right? So I was just helping them with projects, helping them with anything that I could. So for that sense, I think that I am, part of the new generation of Jiu-Jitsu. So I believe that I'm a messenger, and just like a living proof that the Gracie Barra dream is real. The Gracie Barra systems works. We do have, the wheel right there for us. We don't need to invent the wheel. What we need to do is really believe it, improve it, and put our hearts into it. We need to get our hands dirty. Everything that I do, everything that I know today, I learned within Gracie Barra. And I'm proud of the results we have been able to accomplish in San Clemente, the schools in Arizona. About San Clemente alone with, be able to bring Jiu-Jitsu to thousands of people. San Clemente alone with 11 years, 2,000 people came in and out of our school. I remember one time me being in a room with Master Carlos Gracie, and he goes, bitch, man, I would never gonna ask any one of you guys to do something that is gonna hurt you. Everything that I ask you to do is because I know from my heart that it's good for you. And if it's good for you, you'll be successful, it's gonna be good for the organization, and we're all gonna grow strong. Man, that message never left my mind. I have a little short story and I'm about to finish as well. I feel sorry for the black belts who had to reduce 8 years, 10 years of training in a minute speech. They give me 10, so I'm good. There's a little story that I love too, which is, a son and a father, they're walking on the path, they're doing a little hike, and then suddenly there's a tree branch, right, blocking their walking. And then the little boy walks, say, Dad, do you think, what should we do? We're going to stop, turn around, can we keep it going? Do you think I'll be able to move this piece, the branch of the tree out of the way, we can keep it walking? He's like, son, if you use all you got, I believe you can. So the son goes there and tries to, push, nothing. It's like, Dad, I can do it, it's too heavy. It's like, son, I told you, if you use all you got, I believe you can do it. So he goes there and gives the second try even harder. Try to push, it doesn't work. Dad, it's not even moving. He's like, okay, let's go. So both of them put in their hands, Father helped move the branch, they start keeping their path, right? Walking. So the boy looks at him and says, but Dad, I wasn't able to do it. He's like, no, I told you, son. If you use all you got, I believe you'll be able to do it. And you got me. We got each other. So by the time that I was helping you, we're both together, right? He's like, yeah, that makes sense. So why did I tell this story, guys, to finish? The reason why I told you that is because I believe that the main purpose why Professor Marcelo invited me to be here with you today, it's because some way, somehow, he thought that I was going to be able to help someone here to lift that branch out of the way and be even more successful or see something that they could not see before, right? It could be on some of the meetings that we had with very passionate Jiu-Jitsu students that are working on very special projects with Professor Marcelo, that he's always thinking and improving our future of our organization here in Australia. It could have been maybe some of the students, right? Some of the school owners that we have phenomenal meetings yesterday as well. We talk a lot about kids program and school management. It could be any one of those students today that have an amazing, good seminars that I have so much fun. Hopefully I was able to help some one of the students to get a little more confident on their open guard game, or perhaps one of the kids who came into the anti-bullying class to learn how to use Jiu-Jitsu up here and take one tool home that could help them to deal with, bullying that is such a big issue out there. So, whatever it was, I'm just pretty happy and proud because I believe I did my best, and I'm really hoping that I was able to make a difference in someone's lives, guys. When we are part of a team, one thing that I believe is that you're part of a group, and initially it's kind of human, right? We think, what can I get out of this group? What being part of this group is going to benefit me? But once you become a part of that group and you reach a certain time on that group, and perhaps for sure you got to be at a black belt level, you have to have the mentality of service. You start thinking, how can I make my group strong? How can I make it better? It's not just about me, it's about us. So we all here have a responsibility within Gracie Barra. We all have different special roles. We all have our talents. We all have different ways that we can help. Some ways that sometimes we don't even imagine. If you're having maybe a 5 minutes conversation with Professor Marcelo, I bet he'll help you to find a way you can help. But there are a lot of things that we can, right off the bat, start doing and helping ourselves, right? So, to me, we must be enthusiastic. We must be enthusiastic students of Master Carlos Gracie Senior and Junior, both. They had an amazing life. And our Master Carlos Gracie Jr. is one of the most inspirational and amazing people I've ever met in my life. We must be enthusiastic about Jiu-Jitsu, man. We gotta train this thing and smash each other every day on the mats. The more smashing, the better. In a nice way. We all hug each other after, hugs and kisses. And we must fulfill our minds with winning positive thoughts, knowledge, by embracing and participating of all of the courses that are available to us, training sessions, meetings, seminars. But finally, we must implement them and practice them. Blood, sweat, and tears, literally sometimes, guys. Because when you get our hands dirty, it's actually when things happen, not just behind the doors. And I promise if you do that, the tears will be of joy. I had a chance to travel, like I said, in many different places and see with my own eyes. And what I can tell you guys here in Australia is that the incredible work that all of you are doing. And especially Professor Marcelo with your leadership, we all have to have somebody to look up to get inspired. And someone to kick your butts. Sorry kids, muffin ears, when you need it. So thank you for all you do. And I know that Professor Flavio was here last year. And he told you guys that, with his worldwide vision, we always think about the neighbor's grass is always greener. And I know that he told you guys that Australia is the greenest grass of Gracie Barra, right? So now what I'm gonna do, Yeah! Now, the last thing I gotta do is, when I go back to US, to bring the message to Professor Flavio, that the grass continue to grow, stronger and stronger. Thank you very much, guys, for having me and my family. This will be a forever special moment in our lives. Thank you. Thank you.